This one from the Bleacher Report, buying or selling the latest NBA trade and off-season rumors. So this one for the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell will decline an extension unless the Cavs make the NBA Finals. Buy or sell? Buy that an extension is tied to the Cavs' playoff success. Because of the trade for Mitchell, Cavs can't tank the rest of the decade. Because of his contract, or his current injury rather, they don't and won't come close to winning a title either. That's a rough spot all around for Cleveland, a franchise that is now has to hope Mitchell will show some grace given his injury and sign a max extension in the offseason, no matter how 2024 playoffs end. That's an interesting one. I don't know that I necessarily buy that line of thinking. The question becomes where does Donovan Mitchell see himself having a better chance to win and being able to get decent money? I hear the nonsense with, trade him to L.A. for LeBron. Well, how about we trade Darius Garland to L.A. for LeBron and pair him with, Donovan Mitchell? I think that might pique Mitchell's interest.
Sure, I bet that would pique his interest. I think that, Dave, look, we hear all the rumors and stuff about this, but it's hard to predict what a person's going to do and how they feel. The one thing I've always said about Donovan Mitchell that I liked is when the Utah Jazz were rebuilding and gutted that roster around him right before they traded him to Cleveland, he said, I'm good here. I'm good in Utah because this is where they drafted me and I'm loyal to the franchise. So that showed a degree of loyalty. And then you factor in that the Cavs can pay him for more years and more money than anybody else. Now, that's not always the deciding factor, as we've seen in NBA free agency or even NBA players who are under contract, as Mitchell is. So I do think that the Cavs, you tend to melt down as a franchise or kind of as a locker room when you disappoint. So I do think that how far they go in the playoffs and how well they play in the playoffs, more specifically, could factor into what Donovan Mitchell decides to do next. But I think beyond that, it's really too hard to predict. He's given no indication one way or the other, especially given no indication that he's looking to get out. So I take a lot of these reports with a grain of salt because just like everybody else, they're just kind of guessing. Mitchell has not said anything to anybody as far as we know, other than when the time comes, I will handle the extension and I'll worry about it then. But, now is not that time. So I think it's probably 50-50 if somebody were to get, demand that I answer that. I would say 50-50 that he comes back.